Exam is a 2009, yeah, we're going that far back, psychological thriller that follows these 8 candidates as they are trying to climb that corporate ladder. The candidates are placed in a classroom and given an exam with one question, and they have 80 minutes to answer that question. And if you are a good test taker, you might be wondering, why do they need 80 minutes to answer one question? As the literal clock starts to tick, tensions rise and the candidates begin to turn on each other. As humans tend to do, because only one of them is going to get this job. And they are willing to do almost anything for it. This is the ultimate film about climbing the corporate ladder. I know a lot of us are running that rat race, and this film just reminded me how absolutely ridiculous that it is, because these companies don't care. Not to give too much away, but to give you an idea of how bizarre this is, the test comes with a set of rules, and those rules are:
if you try to communicate with myself or the guard, you will be disqualified. If you spoil your paper, intentionally or accidentally, you will be disqualified. If you choose to leave this room for any reason, you will be disqualified.
I don't know about you, but whenever I watch a movie and I realize that it's going to take place in one setting, I'm always a little iffy because I'm like, it's kind of hard to make a movie good without changing the scenery, but this movie tends to get that point across. Throughout the film, the characters are going to discover their strengths and their weaknesses, and in an interview process where only one of them is going to get the job, they're going to actually have to start working together. It explores themes such as ethics, power, and just human interaction, which, if you haven't realized by now, is my favorite genre of movie. Humans are flawed and come with all these different intricacies, but we're also kind of predictable. You can probably already guess the way that this movie is going to play out. I give this film 3.5 Golden Film Rose. See, I don't rate everything super high. So an interesting thing about this film is that I have seen it several times, and sometimes when I see it, I like it more than other times. So I'm really giving it a 3.5 because it kind of just sits right there in the middle for me. I also had so many questions at the end of this movie, and I actually do think that there is a plot hole at the end. I'm going to talk about it a little later, but that is going to be in the section where there are spoilers, so watch that part at your own discretion. But I'll put a timestamp for it in the description box. Runtime for Exam is about 1 hour and 40 minutes, and at the time of this recording, you can watch it on Tubi, Amazon, and YouTube. Everything from this point on will contain spoilers for Exam, so if you haven't seen it yet and you don't want spoilers, save this video and come back after you do. But before you go, make sure you like this video so I know that you enjoyed it, and leave a comment if you have something to say. If you want to leave a comment and you don't know what to say, just drop me a pencil or paper emoji. So again, I feel like this is either a movie that you love or hate, and if you're like me, then you've experienced both love and hate for this movie. Is it kind of weird that I want a sequel or a prequel from this movie? I don't know. I know that it was literally designed to be a one-off, but for me personally, I need to know the chaos that ensued in the outside world when this virus started to take place. The way that they describe this virus is that it is the worst thing to ever happen to humans. So I just want to know how it all played out. And I also want to know how they found the pill that doesn't cure it but helps manage it. Yes, I totally realize that I want an apocalyptic style movie out of this, more in line with Contagion, but that's what I want. What really made me want that is the fact that these people are willing to kill over this job. And I don't know any job in America that's worth that. So I just need to know what the hell is going on outside to make them want this job that bad. When White loses at the end, because of that timer situation, he literally tries to unalive himself. So it has to be pretty bad out there, right? Throughout the movie, they do give a little bit of insight on what's happening. We know that White is sick, and we know that Black's wife was sick because he was able to tell that White's shakes were legitimate. We also know that the virus started to attack young and healthy people first. Now, at the end, we do find out that they have basically created the fountain of youth inside of this little red pill. This pill helps your cells regenerate faster, which, spoiler alert, the reason that people die of old age is because at a certain point, your cells literally just stop regenerating. They're like, yeah, babe, we've been working for like several years here. The 401k is trash and we're done working. So if somebody creates a pill that can stop your cells from stopping that regenerative process, then they basically created a pill that could help you potentially live forever. So all that considered, I can understand why this company wants only the best of the best to be able to apply for this job and only the best of the best of the best to actually get hired. I will give these candidates props though. They literally thought of everything. I cannot say that in that moment I would have been like, let me hold my paper underwater to see how it reacts or if it's waxy or something. Actually, I probably would have been the girl at the beginning of the paper who thought it was all a trick question and just started writing her answer down. Like that would have been me, and I would have been eliminated immediately. Like I'm not even making it 30 minutes into this movie. Now I do have my issues with the ending, and the first one is what I kind of mentioned in the beginning about that plot hole. Now the CEO pausing the clock or running the clock back, I can get on board with that. I I even get on board with the fact that they had to use glasses and a piece of glass to read the question on the back of the test. But what I can't get on board with is this. They were very strict about the rules the entire time. If anybody tried to talk to them, they were eliminated. In fact, with mere seconds left on the clock, that's how White was eliminated at the end. He tried to talk to them and they were like, there's still 2 seconds on that clock. And they eliminated him. And of course, we have the woman who soiled her paper at the beginning of the movie. But then Blonde was able to basically solve the riddle after the 80 minutes was already up. So technically she didn't get the job either because she didn't answer it within the time frame. Now, I already know what you're thinking. They got around that because they did say,
there is no law in this room but our law. And the only rules in here are our rules.
So technically, yeah, they can make the rules. But I believe that fair is fair. And if everybody else had to strictly follow those rules, why did she get a pass? Secondly, I need more information on Black at the end. We know that he doesn't actually die because they gave him the regenerative pill. But was he already working for the company and that's why he got the pill? Did they want to hire him and that's why he got it? Like, I need more information on that. I also feel like I want a little bit more backstory on why the CEO is so awkward and reserved. He seems to be very non-sociable, like to an extreme. Maybe he has severe anxiety, I don't know, but I would love a little bit more backstory on him as well. But let me know your thoughts. Do you feel like I feel about this movie where it's a love, hate, and sometimes it can flip-flop? Or do you feel like it was perfect? If you want to keep in touch outside of this video, subscribe to my channel or come hang out with us over on Discord, and I'll see you next time. Subscribe. Pause for a second. Do y'all know that somebody told me I was a hard critic? When I did my review of Fatale, which you can watch right here at the top right of your screen, someone left a comment saying that I was a tough critic. And I'm like, I just rated the movie how I saw the movie. But if I'm a tough critic, you know what? Someone's got to do the job. Someone's got to do the job. I need more information on what happened. Right. Blue's Clues. It's definitely getting Blue's Clues. And watch. Runtime. That's a whole other. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. You can watch it on Motorcycle TV. It's because at a certain point, your sales literally only the best of the best to be.
Better at Coachella, I went to see Chica, she with the CC trip. Perfect. I took a seat on the ice cold dawn. She handed me an ice blue bong.